Greetings, everyone. Hi. How's it going? Wow, I'm just ablaze with light. Holy shit. I changed the light bulb in my lamp, and it's apparently a little overpowering. I think we'll move it back up there in just a moment here. Hi. 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 Yeah. Hold on. Where's the boys? I'm sure they have something to complain about already at the beginning of the show. Like maybe the bloody logo or something.
Eventually.
Hi there.
Jesus, you're white as a ghost.
I know.
You pasty motherfucker.
You need to cut your lights down.
It's not possible. There is no adjustment for them.
You don't have a lampshade?
Well, no. That's not the type of light it is.
Well, then you should move it farther away from you.
Look. Hang on. Let it adjust. See?
I see.
Yeah, you should move it farther away from you.
There.
I know you're busy
I put it up
chastising him for his lighting, but I'm trying to chastise him for how low he sounds.
What?
You need to move your microphone closer.
I can't.
Loud for me.
A live stream? Is that the problem? Or here?
No. I don't know what his problem is. It's registering on the peak meter. What? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
I have to lean over here all night again? Hi, how's it going? This is very... I'm going to fall out of my chair.
You actually do have to lean over.
A little bit. And
here's what it sounds like, Sean. Alright, I gotta mute you. Hold on, I gotta mute the stream. Okay. What it sounds like is you sound like you're in an echoey room unless you're close to your mic, and then you sound great.
Cool. Well, it's on...
It needs to be about 4 inches from your face.
Fine, hold on.
See how mine is? It's like 4 inches from my face.
You just need to deep throat it. There you go.
Hi, how's it going? Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Welcome to the...
Like a cock.
Oh, that's gonna sound good on the mic.
I muted it.
Sorry, I hit my... Hold on.
Someone Photoshop that for me, please.
It's too heavy. Like, I can't...
You put a counterweight on the end, the other end.
Oh, God.
Counterweight.
Something that you can, like a...
Oh, hold on.
Bag.
I know exactly what I can do. I can use the tripod.
Bag with a shoe.
I can use the tripod. I can hook the tripod over it.
Oh, that works.
Hang on, I'm gonna
angle
this so everybody can see what I'm doing.
With some items in it, like some shoes or whatever.
Aha! There we go. Now you won't move, motherfucker.
Independent filmmaking at its finest.
There you go.
No, it's true. That's
hey, it worked.
Okay, we only had 4 sandbags. We need one more for the stand. Like,
Chris, now I have a mic right like here. Just shoved into my face.
Alternatively, you could have gotten a Vons bag with like some stuff in it.
Full of the thousands of chocolate bars. No, I haven't actually.
Put some DVDs that you intend to sell and just hang them off the mic stand or mic stand.
It's a little too... Have to keep taking DVDs out until it slowly lowers to the right height. And
Yep.
There we go. That's the magic.
Just stacking just the discs to get it just perfect.
That's the magic spot. Okay. Well, here, we can probably put this into stereo then, because I'm close enough. There. Okay. Now if I move up and down, you can hear me going left and right, because that's really... That's how that's supposed to work. All right. Hey, Apothic Rain in the house. Glad you could join us this week. Not working for a change. Hooray! So anything interesting at all happened this week? I don't know. I don't think anything did. It was a boring week.
New Mutants trailer.
Oh yeah, New Mutants trailer. Holy shit!
I don't know how I feel about it. It looks like a cool horror film.
You know what? It's funny because my introduction to New Mutants was during the Sankiewicz era, and my first thoughts, I remember reading those comics,
How do you
was...
say his name? I never knew that.
What? Sorry?
Is that how you say his name? I have no idea.
I assume it looks German,
anyway,
so
sorry.
I pronounce the W like a V. I used to pronounce it Sankiewicz, so I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Just doesn't feel right. But anyway, Bill Sienkiewicz did the artwork for quite a lengthy run on that, and that was where I first read a New Mutants comic. I think it was one of the Secret Wars crossovers, actually. And the first thing that struck me about it was I was like, wow, this is like so different from the regular X-Men comic. I didn't even actually realize it was an X-Men comic at first because it was so different. Yeah. And
that's the one. Oh, sorry, guys.
Well, and the stories had just this edgier quality about them. Like the characters were in like serious danger a lot of the times, and often from like these crazy supernatural forces. One of them is like, has like these dark magic powers, and one of them's literally a werewolf. And and there was other like interdimensional.
There's Warlock, who was a phalanx.
Yeah, he was like an alien.
There was Cannonball.
Yeah,
Boom, who was also known as Boomer, and a few other things.
Yeah, and there was Karma was another one I remember.
Karma.
I can't remember what her power.
Karma?
I can't remember what her power was. But it was something.
I don't remember Karma.
Dark and spooky, but
New Mutants. She may have been around when it wasn't.
But that was the thing. Anyway, it felt like it had this sort of darker edge to it. So when I saw that was the direction they're going in with the movie, I was like, yeah, I can kind of see. I mean, they're really going like very horror direction with it.
It's 100% a horror movie. Look at it. It's 100% a horror movie.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, it looks like an interesting horror movie. I don't know if it looks like a good New Mutants movie until I watch it and some powers start get flung around at the creepy monster. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they're holding that stuff back. I mean,
and I'm not saying that horror doesn't belong in this area because there's even a great X-Men story where it's Kitty Pryde and a Brood Warrior in a fucking alien showdown, essentially.
Yeah.
In the mansion over Christmas. That's one of the famous stories. It's just Kitty Pryde surviving against a Brood trying to kill her, and it's very alien-esque.
Yeah.
You would fucking love that issue, by the way.
I'm sure I would. New Mutants.
So, I mean, that shit happens all the time in X-Men, so it's not like it's horror doesn't belong there. It's just I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. Well, and actually, even the X-Men, my first introduction to the X-Men was in the middle of a story that I think guest starred the Avengers, actually, where they were all taken into this other dimension. And the first panel I saw, Spider-Man was in it too. So the first panel I saw was Spider-Man strung up crucifixion style with half his costume ripped up and just bloodied and beaten. And there was like the Avengers fighting the X-Men, and there was like this crazy shaman guy who like had transformed Professor X into this like mutant ball person ghost skeletal thing, and it was horror. It was full-blown horror. I was just like, this is the X-Men? Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like that stuff doesn't belong, so anyone who's saying it doesn't is just uneducated in the matter, but...
Read more comics. They're good for you.
I haven't read them all, but I've read some, and I know this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a moment, there's a moment in the Fatal Attraction storyline right after Wolverine gets fucking adamantium skeleton ripped out by Magneto, who then turns it into a piece of armor, actually. Crazy. Yeah. Anyway, there's a moment where he's like dying. Wolverine's essentially halfway through death, and he's like experiencing these crazy dreams, and it feels very much like Vanilla Sky, as an example. So, like,
interesting. He's
jumping through like his memories and all traumatic moments, and like he's having a nightmare where like his skeleton is like trying to kill him, and like it's weird, like it's weird, crazy shit. And so like there's all sorts of different genres in X-Men specifically.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Where things like Avengers have been more like drama and face punching, you know.
Matter of fact, I'll be right back. I actually have a reprint of that issue. I want to show you.
Oh, I can turn my camera back on.
Damn it! Oh, that song stuck in my head.
Which one?
You're welcome.
That's your own fault too.
It's my nieces and nephews'
I'll tell you
fault.
exactly what I'm talking about.
You were singing earlier.
Sorry. So it's actually in this this
I have that
collection here, the gift. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more than halfway through that. I need to
I'll
get back
find.
to it.
This is great. This is like every comic in here is from my era, like growing up. It was.
That was right before I started reading.
These are all.
I just went
ones that
through
I
and
read.
removed my single issues from my collection that were collected in that because I'm gonna give them away because I don't need the single issues anymore.
Yeah, no, these collected editions are fantastic. I'm really loving what
And
Marvel's been doing.
I got rid of a stack of comics that was like probably a foot tall, and that's way less space. So I'm slowly I'm actually gonna go on a rampage this next year and convert as many of my single issues into trade paperbacks so I can get rid of them. Keep all the ones that haven't been collected yet, you know. That kind of thing.
Just have to find it here. All right, so first off, this was the issue before the first issue.
Oh yes, it's this issue.
Was this one here? That's what Professor X has been turned into by this crazy shaman dude. Okay.
Fucking crazy weird character. I don't think that character ever comes back either.
I don't think so either. Character. But this was guest starring Spider-Man and the Avengers. So all this crazy shit happens.
It's a future. Is that something to do with the Fantasyland also? That same story?
I don't think it's in this one. This is like an actual dark dimension they were taken to.
Like,
I feel like so this was the first cover I ever saw, and this was the first page I ever saw. Spider-Man just after having the living shit beat out of him and strung up, and everybody's crowding around, and
they all get like alternate tire and shit. It's because like they're
some of them do, and he's like controlling some of their minds too. Like he's turned them, and like look at this. Like he doesn't want her using her magic, so he seals her mouth shut. You know?
Yeah, dude, that's a horrifying thing.
That is horrific.
So I mean that whole storyline. Actually, there's a whole plot point in that with Jason Wingard where it's heavily implied he basically tricked her into having sex with him over and over again for potentially a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty
kind of rapey.
So there's some pretty
it's really dark and not for kids, guys.
Some pretty crazy shit in there. And anyway, that was my introduction to the X-Men. So the point being here, my introduction to the X-Men essentially was a horror story.
Well, by the way, this is that time when people consider comics kid stuff too.
Yes, it is.
Totally was.
This was on newsstands. Comics Code approved. Yeah, kids love it. But so personally, I have no problem with the New Mutants going in that direction. I look forward to checking it out.
I hope it's good. That's all.
Yeah, so do I. Anything else big happened this week? Oh, was Star Wars this week, or was that last week?
Yeah,
Justice League
this week.
That was this week. Yeah, we got the last, the latest Star Wars, the Last Jedi trailer.
And Justice League too. The day before
Did we get Justice League this week?
The day before that, yeah, it was Justice League.
Yeah.
Everyone was complaining about the color palette, and I'm like, "But it looks good." I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, I was so taken by everything else, I didn't even know there was a Justice League trailer this week.
Yeah.
You didn't even watch
No,
the Justice trailer?
I have not seen it apparently, but I'll have to check it out. I will check it.
Everyone's complaining about the color palette. Like,
yeah.
Did you see his other movies?
When people were complaining about the palette, by the way, I started to actually go back and watch the trailer, and I was pausing and looking at how the shot was composed and everything, and I'm just like,
comic.
Okay, I can understand that in most of those action scenes, there's
Wait a
not
minute.
really anything
I did.
special or interesting happening.
I did see it. Sorry, I did.
Selection.
There's a lot of red. Is that what everybody's going crazy about?
Yeah, so what?
It takes place in Apocalypse. Of course there's red.
Yeah, but
at the same time,
Apocalypse is red.
there are also shots that are like really well done. Like the opening scenes with Lois Lane Field at the farmhouse.
Yeah.
Fucking magic hour. Like,
oh yeah.
It's beautiful. I'm sorry, you can't look at that and say, meh. Fuck
that
you,
was
man.
very nice. Yeah, when she sees Clark out in the cornfield there.
When it
makes me interested to see it. I'll see it.
Yeah. I guess not in the cornfield, but
actual,
on the field.
Like the everything's on fire scene. It's like, yeah, I didn't like the color palette. Like,
is it with the color of fire?
Have you seen what it looks like when everything is on fire? Have you
Did you
seen
not?
Los Angeles lately?
I was going to say,
Like,
did you not see all the news
This is what it
footage
looks like.
the past
All
year?
the horror stories of survivors and people who didn't survive and all sorts of fucked up shit happened there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. People are stupid. But
Always turn red. There's smoke everywhere. Doesn't look pretty. Possible to make that look pretty. And if
And by
you
the
do
way-
try to make it look pretty, that's unrealistic.
Everyone complaining, I'm like, have you read a comic book? Monotone color palettes are all over the place, guys.
yeah,
Happen all the time.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It
As
depends.
much as I
What,
don't like the way Superman looks, and Superman shouldn't look like that.
yeah.
Man of Steel, I mean.
Yeah.
It is what it is. At least it looks like a comic book. Instead of just like a...
It doesn't look like it's going to be the best movie ever. I'll be the first to say
Yeah.
it.
No.
I'm interested in
It's
seeing it on
good.
Blu-ray. You know.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
People are stupid, my new tattoo.
We'll see. I mean, this could be. I mean, Wonder Woman was really good, so hopefully they'll continue that trend, and this will be the DC Cinematic Universe finally getting on track. I don't know. We'll see. It's
My
kind of
favorite part about the trailer,
early to
without a
say.
doubt, was the visual gag of Cyborg literally carrying
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah.
And apparently nobody got that, or a lot of people were just like not understanding that's a joke. It's like
Yeah.
he's literally carrying Aquaman.
Yes. Indeed. And I mean, Aquaman was having fun. He was happy to be getting tossed around back into the battle and everything. And it was like, we're not done yet. All right. But yeah, that was great. But I guess yeah.
He's just happy to have something to do. I mean, they never give him anything to do.
That's true. I was so bored, guys. Thanks so much.
What? It's not over. We get to do more.
Yay!
You know,
Okay,
Poor
this
Aquaman.
isn't Brave and the Bold now. Come on.
yeah, I'm not saying I'm excited for Justice League, but I'm definitely interested in seeing it. Because first of all, it's going to be two different directors' visions right now. Zack Snyder had to step off because of the tragedy at his family.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who's filling in. Someone notable. Joss Whedon? No.
Yeah, it was Joss Whedon.
Oh, was it Joss Whedon? Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have very different styles. I
Yeah.
don't know if Joss is going to mimic his style or what
Like
they're
sort
going to do.
of pastiche
So, yeah.
it. Yeah, it's
It'll be interesting.
the behind the scenes shenanigans. It was that's the one thing that concerns me is like there was so many reshoots and there was so much just kerfuffle going on behind the scenes with the production that is this going to be coherent or are we going to have another Fan 4 stick? You know,
I think it'll be better Fan 4 than Fan 4 stick.
Fan 4
Fan 4
stick.
stick tried to do body horror with his Fantastic Four, which is not. But they're the Marvel's first family.
Yeah, I know.
About friendship and love and sticking together. Not literally sticking together.
I did finally watch that, by the way. I meant to film a review and just couldn't. So I'll probably watch it again, and then do a review. But yeah, I have to kind of go with what a lot of people were saying on that. Just to generally summarize, is that it started off not bad. I was kind of liking some of the directions they were going, and then the last half of it just falls to pieces. Like, easily the most boring final battle I think I've ever seen in a superhero movie. Like, wow, it just feels like there's nothing at stake here at all.
Somehow even more boring than the Fox 4 films.
Like, how do you have the Fantastic Four versus Doctor Doom and somehow manage to make it boring? Like, that takes skill.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
I saw that movie in theater.
My
It was
condolences.
so disappointing. It's just like, oh my god! I knew this was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be this.
Didn't think they'd fuck it up this bad. You know. Yeah.
So about the Star Wars trailer, huh?
Porgs!
Yeah, the internet has gone. The internet has gone Porg crazy.
I want to stuff Porgs so bad.
You can get them like now.
I know.
They're out there.
Dude, I just spent $67 shipping Bluto a fuck ton of movies.
Was that
Awesome.
No, someone, George
Force
Takei
fuck.
posted on Twitter where someone photoshopped one of them into Donald Trump's hair.
I saw one where they'd taken the Star Wars poster and replaced all the faces with porgs.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
He literally just says, "Who do I have to credit for this internet masterpiece?"
There's an interesting one going around where someone drew lines on the poster, and the way that's laid out, it makes the face of Darth Vader.
That's right, yeah. Here,
Then they
let's,
flip it upside down.
let's find that
Yeah.
here. Hold on.
That's the real one. It was intended to look like Jar Jar.
No, the reason why Jar Jar looks that way is because he wanted to be the opposite of Darth Vader in every way.
Uh-huh.
So
There's
they
probably
took the
something
shape of
to
Darth
it.
Vader, turned his helmet upside down, and designed the shape of Jar Jar's head based on. No joke. No joke. That's how that shit went.
That's
It's not bad design philosophy, mind. That's actually a pretty smart design. If you actually made the character interesting and likable.
and the actual antithesis of Darth Vader.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually have something really interesting to show. Oh, I'll just have to point my phone up to my camera.
High tech. And a wild cast appears.
Because I went to an exhibit not too long ago, and it was a Star Wars exhibit of costumes and props from most of the movies. And also they had this here, which is opening frame storyboard scene 1, frame 1.
That's
Oh.
cool. The Star Wars.
Hold on. Oh, there we go. Oh, from the storyboard. Yeah.
The Star Wars is what it's
The Star Wars.
The
The
only one.
Star Wars.
So the official description for that style is fade in a vast sea of stars, roll titles bottom to top, converge at infinite.
There you go. Yeah.
That is the text crawl.
Yes.
Official description for Star Wars.
Or he could have just said Flash Gordon conquers the universe style. Because that's totally where that's cribbed from.
I watched a documentary called Spielberg this week, and in that documentary, he's talking about how George Lucas had him watching Star Wars before it was released, right? Just he wanted Spielberg to tell him what he thought. Give me your thoughts. I kind of think this was going to bomb. I think it's going to suck. And he's like, I feel like nobody's going to know what the heck is even going on. And he's like, well, then why don't you tell them what's going on? So you have Steven Spielberg to thank for the text crawl.
Here's another piece of concept art from 1975 with Ralph McQuarrie of C-3PO concept art.
Beautiful.
That was the best.
Oh, like the... Hold on a second.
It's actually mentioned at the very bottom. It is graphite pencil on tracing paper. George Lucas said he really liked the Metropolis robot, except it should look like a boy instead of a girl. So it has like the old...
Sexist.
Show the other one. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so there's that.
No, so and then yeah. You can.
So there's the Metropolis robot.
Yeah, I've seen some of the early designs there. It's pretty.
But I saw
cool.
all the. They had some other storyboard stuff. A lot of it was kind of boring because it was like there was whole sections of it that were just like Queen Amidala's dresses. Because this was mostly an exhibit for the costumes. There
was a lot of dresses for her.
Yeah, there was, like I said, through the exhibit there was like entire sections that were just her fucking costumes. But I saw the original Slave Leia outfit.
Oh, look at that poster.
The original Chewbacca and all that kind of stuff. But one of them that was actually, or a whole
there
section
you go.
was interesting. was, actually, after the exhibit, there was a mini exhibit in the
there you go,
gift
folks.
shop. And in the gift shop was an exhibit of all the known Kenner toys from Star Wars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I took a bunch of pictures there of like the original Kenner toys.
Nice.
And all that shit, and they had a complete collection of black box Star Wars. Yeah, there's all of them.
Nice.
All the originals and All unopened, all original.
I still have all my old Kenner toys, all opened, but all original.
Yeah, there's the complete roster.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
How many of those I actually have?
They had them all lined up. Like, this is fucking cool.
I've got a good chunk of them. I should dig them out of storage one of these days and actually do a video about them.
But yeah, there's the padding for Vader's mask.
Nice. Soft and squishy.
Soft and squishy. Then there was they talked about a couple of things that were interesting. There was some on the set inside jokes. Then one of the X-wing pilot flak vests.
Mm-hmm.
It says Star Wars costumes teams incorporated inside jokes onto the vests. So one of them, you can't really read it and stuff like that, but on the written, it's supposed to like look like handwritten and everything. It says, "When can we leave?" And the other one says, "I'm Stan Rachel." It says California, USA. On it. And this is supposed to be X-wing flight vests. Neat. From 1982.
Perfect.
Then process. Here's a. What is this? Okay, it's a process plate. It is close-up interior cockpit. Vader hexagonal window reveal. Trench in background. There's Vader.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, this is a process plate of one of the inside shots from the trench run of Vader's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with the original Vader design, I noticed.
Yeah.
Kinda. Actually, it's kind of halfway between the original and the final.
Yeah, it's more like a mix between the final and when he was still like a samurai.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a neat exhibit. It wasn't worth the money I paid to get in. It was like $25 to get into the exhibit. But you know, it was kind of cool, like to see a picture of George Lucas.
Costs a lot of money to insure that shit, dude.
See a picture of George Lucas's dog that inspired Chewbacca.
Nice.
Oof.
Here's that poster that sort of shows the Darth Vader shape, by the way.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Took me a while to
find
find it.
It's probably intentional, but it's just unintentional, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
It could be very well intentional, though. I mean,
You never know.
Art's pretty smart these days.
Art is smart, folks.
It can be.
Well, that's kind of funny. The Twitter page that I found that on its logo at the top says Secret Wars 2 continues in this issue. And I was just talking about how the first New Mutants issue I read was a Secret Wars 2 crossover. That's kind of strange how that happened. Clearly cosmic forces at work, not just meaningless coincidence. Clearly.
Cookies.
For people in the chat who were wondering where I was last week.
Nobody was wondering.
Nah. No. I was on the West Coast.
Whoa! Why didn't you stop by?
I was in California. I was just south of San Francisco.
Ah.
It's a big coast.
Oh, that's true.
But again, here's another picture here. I got an interesting picture where I was in Monterey Bay, and I got a picture of California burning to the ground.
Oh, lovely.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How do you make that look good? I'm just...
So, yeah, no.
That's
No good
crazy.
looking.
I literally drove from Oakdale. For people who live in California, you'll know these areas. From Oakdale to Monterey, the morning after the fire started.
Fire starter! I'm a fire starter! Sorry.
No.
And are completely oblivious to the world around them. California is on fire again. And
Season in California, yeah.
Yeah, it's fire.
I thought that was just a continuing one. I didn't realize that was a new one.
No, this is a new one. It cropped up.
That's in NorCal as opposed to SoCal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're about several hundred miles apart. There's essentially different states. They're like very different places.
I know.
There's different states in the states?
Yes.
So some unusual
Sean, just go read about some tuna or something.
cause
Tuna. Never forget.
Dry area to get much drier.
Never forget that 1 week of 1985.
That's right. It was a horrible week.
Anyway, I'm just going to stop talking.
You don't know. You weren't there. Well, you weren't,
Actually, I was.
You weren't old enough to remember being there.
I'm willing to bet you didn't actually even know what it was at the time. You just know it like from retrospect.
No, I knew there was something going on with tuna. That's all anybody was talking about that week. Blah, 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 Brian Mulrooney, blah, 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 tuna. I'm like, what? Tuna? Tuna's in danger? I love tuna. So it had a deep personal effect on me. My tuna was threatened.
The one time and one time only Sean became politically involved.
You won't be taking my tuna.
How did this conversation become political? I was talking about things that were on fire.
I don't know.
I have no
Sean was
idea.
talking about, yeah.
Well, because, because it's still on fire.
Everything's on fire. Politics.
And because Trump hasn't gone down there and personally put out the fire yet.
Because Sean was displaying his
probably just
geographical
throw
knowledge
paper
of the
towels
U.S.
at it.
by saying there are states in the states.
Oh, right.
So I figured it probably rivaled his political knowledge, so I said he could just stick to tuna.
Oh, okay. And it all went downhill from there.
Bumblebee tuna.
Now we're here at the unfunny part of the
Bumblebee
conversation. Let's
tuna.
talk about something else.
The unfunny part. I'm amused.
I'm quite proud of the dinner I made. I'm going to show that off, actually.
Okay.
Then I have a second here. And there it is.
Very nice.
Get my arm out of the way. So, cream of
so-
mushroom pork chops with mashed potatoes and some pan-fried Brussels sprouts.
Excellent. Looks like a big plate of barf.
I knew you were going to say that. I actually predicted that in my head. I should clarify. So
Everybody's making stuff that looks like barf today. Ryan Chadday was making a big thing that looked like a huge pan of fruity barf. And Cass is eating a plate of barf. And I actually have a barf story, which I'll share with you momentarily.
I'd rather you didn't.
No, this one needs to be shared. And Cass is about to barf.
I'm good.
Oh.
So, Rosie's here for the weekend.
Yay.
And the day before, I gather they ordered pizza from a place that they'd ordered from before. And both she and her stepfather, well, let's just say... Exactly. The pizza didn't agree with them. Now, he managed to weather it out. You know, he's a big, fairly tough guy. Not Rosie, though. She was basically just barfing her guts out all night and just had a really rough night. And so then I went to pick her up the next day, and she seemed to be fine. So we're riding the bus back to my place, and and I'm like, we're just talking and stuff, and I'm telling her about some comics I was reading, and she's like, Dad, just shh. And she's like, closed her eyes, and she's like, just trying to find her Zen place. And I was like, oh, okay, I want to. Do you want to cuddle her? And she's like, no, don't touch me. I'm like, okay. We're sitting in the front. There's one other guy sitting at the front.
Oh no.
And we're getting really close to home. But we're at an intersection, which is like in the middle of the highway, like turning onto the highway. There's no way to get off the bus at this place.
No.
We're literally in the middle of the street. So she's just like, she's just sitting there, like, just trying to keep her calm. And she's like, and then, like, oh no, sweetie, no, just, we're almost there. Then. It just like exploded onto the floor of the bus. And prior to that, I'd given her like this fruit energy drink, so it just like had this wafting smell of fruit drink. With like she was like, look, there's chunks in it. It's like, you see that, Daddy? That's the bacon from the pizza.
Well, I'm putting this away.
So it was probably bad bacon then. So then it was.
Hungry.
So it's like I thought she was done, and then it's like I'm like, where is all this coming from? Like it's just gallons and gallons of it. So then, of course, she stops, she calms down, and there's just this ocean of puke in front of her on the floor. The one other guy sitting at the front of the bus just sort of surreptitiously slunk over to the other side of the bus. And
I'm gonna just go to the back.
So then so the bus starts to move again. And it has to make a very sharp turn to get onto the highway. So it starts sliding across the floor,
uphill,
and then it has to make another turn the other way to get onto the other hills. Like it all slides back, and then like had to stop suddenly briefly, so it kind of slides towards the front. And then slightly uphill to get to the bus stop, so it starts sliding back towards us, and like
So you repainted the bus is basically what
pretty
you're saying.
much. It made a very thorough coating of the front area of the bus. So we get off, and I'm like, we should probably go out the front and just apologize profusely to the bus driver before we run away, and. Yeah, I just said, yeah, I'm really sorry, but she got sick. And it's like, oh, okay. And then the female bus driver was going back to look at it. We just took off. Like, run away. Yeah, okay, let's go. I'm like, so how do you feel now? It's like, oh, I feel great. It's like, oh, wonderful. That was
all these shrubs and bushes that she could.
We were literally 2 minutes away from the bus stop, and she held it as long as she possibly could, and just
there's a bright side to this. That could have been your living room.
Well, this is true.
So guess what? Yeah. Dodge the bullet. Don't even have to clean it up.
Yay!
I'm just imagining it's like, oh, my daughter was sick. It's like, oh, okay, bus driver was like expecting just this little little thing, and then just hearing, oh my god, from the bus as you're booking it away. Rosie, run!
You just gonna pull into the gas station and get the fucking interior down the hose. The worst job ever. Like,
yeah, so that was my big barf story. So obviously, being a Rosie barf story, it needed to be told. I'm terribly sorry, GarbageGamer.
I took my headphones off. I couldn't handle that shit. So.
Oh yeah,
good.
Would have long since left.
Yeah.
So I have this great bar story.
And he's gone. Yeah, so that was an adventure. And of course, me being the jerk that I am, I'm like trying not to laugh because I'm just looking at the absurdity of it because of it just spreading all over the floor as we're driving around.
Everyone had the feet up, like, nope.
Yep, pretty much. There was, I think, pretty sure there was conversations going on that promptly stopped. So I'm sure that was everybody's bus story that night.
Afterwards, she'd have gone, ta-da!
I would have turned around and, like, to the nearest gross guy and would have went, top that. Or just find someone who's known to, like, piss on the bus or something.
Honestly, if that would have happened in front of me, I would have just started throwing up too, which would have been a nice train wreck. And then someone else probably would have thrown up, and I'm like, oh no.
It'd be like that old
It's the barf bus.
People throwing up on the bus. Bus driver's like, what the fuck? What the fucking fuck?
Can everybody please stop puking?
Just take that out the window so you can smell it.
I was going to say, literally the reenactment of that scene from the old comedy Mafia.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
Like, the coffin opens up, you see the dead body, and people start barfing, and it's like, and then it gets comedic, and people start like rainbow barfing and like arcs.
I thought you were gonna, or the one I was thinking of was a scene from The Office, where Pam is pregnant, and so obviously like any kind of smells really set her off, and then Dwight decides he's gonna eat pickled eggs at his desk. And he says at one point, he's like, I'm not going to let some pregnant woman change what I'm eating for lunch or something like that. So, of course, Pam throws up and then basically sets off everybody else in the office in a chain reaction. And like Andy at one point, he's like doing his interview. He's like, yeah, I don't like hearing people puke or seeing puke or even just thinking about puke. That's to him. Like, and then Dwight's just looking around as like every one of his coworkers is throwing up.
See, the one I was thinking of was in Stand By Me, where the kid's telling them all the story about the pie eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, one guy barfs, and then that sets another guy up to barf, and then suddenly everybody's barfing and barfing on each other and into the pies. It's just like...
And of course,
it's
ride.
And he says, it was a total barfarama. Yeah.
Yes.
Who wants chowder?
Oh, yeah.
The Epcac scene from fucking Family Guy.
Oh, of course. That's
oh my god.
That's a classic barf scene.
They're literally.
Oh, yeah. See,
guys, you're only supposed to have like 1 or 2 drops of that shit. My friend drank a bottle of that at school once. And would not stop throwing up.
Oh my god. Apothecrain got the Stand By Me one, so yay! I knew somebody would get it.
Or the
It's
other
poison,
one,
so you gotta pump his stomach.
or the other one, I can't remember the whole thing, but I know there's a scene in Problem Child 2 where he's like at an amusement park or something, and he the kid or whatever, he breaks into the ride and like speeds it up or something like that. And all the kids are like getting sick because of the ride, just like it's like the attendants getting hit with projectile puke from different directions and
oh god, just like running away like they're decorated. Like, oh shit, like an action movie, like dodging puke streams.
That's right, yeah.
Oh shit.
So pickups? I was gonna say, yeah. Oh, by the way, Bluto is not with us this week because he's seeing a live play of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So
sounds awesome.
Yeah, so pretty cool. So it's not like the movie with shadow players. It's an actual play version of it, apparently. So yeah, like musical live performance. So
yeah. Before you guys do your pickups, I don't have any this week. So
okay.
But I do want to show off a up and coming purchase because it's probably going to happen in the next week or so. I finally got all the pieces together.
Pieces! Sorry.
Put it all together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reveal what that is right.
I saw something like that on a YouTube video where it just said, pieces!
Pieces!
That's the first thing I thought of. There is.
It's a really great slasher film.
I've heard of that one.
Film.
So there was a recent big announcement for this product where they had a sale on it over the summer, and they decided to make that summer sale price the official price of the product now.
Nice.
And so, yeah, so coming in next week, I'm going to be buying this.
No fucking way! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
Wait a minute. Where is it? Where is it?
Oculus Rift.
Hold it. Oh, the Oculus Rift! Holy shit! $400?
Yeah, that is the new official price for the Oculus Rift and Touch reality system.
Holy fuck! I was looking at that like 2 days ago, and it was like $700.
Yep, it's now dropped to $400.
Holy shit!
I can't wait till someone buys it for Sean so I can watch him stumble around in his living room on Twitch. I will love it. It'll be amazing.
So,
please, somebody buy that for Sean.
As you can see, it is in my Amazon cart. I'm just waiting to... Pretty much what I was waiting for is I had applied and got approved for a credit card.
Okay.
And because I need to start building credit, so I need to, like... My suggestions from my parents are just like, you need to get a credit card and just start using it and make payments on it.
Buy a bunch of shit.
So pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm putting $100 onto my credit card and putting it into a gift card, and so I can add it to my Amazon account. And then using money that I saved up over the last month or so to pay for the rest of it.
Oh, nice.
Okay. $5.29 Canadian, in case you're wondering, folks.
$5.29. Still, it's a hell of a lot better than $7.
Somebody send it to him.
Okay, that was $700 2 days ago. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at it that recently. $700 Canadian, that
so I
is.
can watch him stumble around his living room and knock DVD stacks over while wearing a headset.
Was their big, summer, they're like, summer sale, exclusive summer price, blah, 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 blah. And then it, like, summer ended, and literally for, like, 2 weeks, it went back to retail, and then everyone stopped buying it. So like, wait, no, $3.99 still. And then they made an announcement on Oculus's website saying that is going to be the new official price. They did take something away, but it's completely pointless. They took away the Xbox One controller that comes with it.
Okay.
That's the only thing you're missing. But you're gaining the headset, the 2 touch controllers.
You got the 2 touch controllers, so yeah. Yeah, that's the big thing. That's the full.
This is
the full system. Yeah.
You need that wireless Xbox.
Hey, thank you, Stab West, for the cheer. Appreciate that.
Like $60. Like, oh wow.
He says 10 bits closer to that. Yes. Every bit
when you
counts.
buy the official package from Oculus or from Amazon here, these 6 games are free.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
6 free games, and 2 of them are Lucky Tail and Robo Recall. I've been watching gameplay. These 2 games are fucking awesome.
Hold on, is Medium that one that you can paint in 3D?
That's
in 3
Quill.
dimensions? Oh, that's that Quill. Okay.
Quill.
That looks really fucking cool. That's gonna revolutionize art because you can make a painting, and then you can make a painting that you stand in 360 and look around at. Like that. You can do that shit now. With that program, you're painting like
here, so you guys can get a slightly better look at it there.
You paint in 3D and give
there's
depth.
There's the games that come with it.
Yes,
It's just a little hard to see on the screen.
You can paint a painting that looks fine. Like you can make a picture of it. It looks cool. But if you have the Oculus Rift, or you can walk through the painting and look at details you can see otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super fucking excited.
I'm pretty sure shit like that. That's gonna revolutionize.
This all spawned obviously because I got the PlayStation VR. And I was having fucking hell of a lot of fun with that. The only thing that was kind of pulling me out of the experience was the tracking with the touch controllers. It was janky as hell. Like things were glitching and moving all over the place. This is Oculus tracking, so it's gonna be a hell of a lot better. I'm way excited. So yeah, the games it comes with is Robo Recall, Lucky's Tale, Quill, Medium, Dead and Buried, and Toy Box. So it's going to be a nice...
So, what's the one that went down to like $199.99?
There was one that went to $199.
Obviously not the
something about one. It's kind of like the Google one, but it's an Oculus Rift one.
What?
I swear
you sound like an old man trying to explain technology. What?
Where's the input button?
I remember clearly now. I read on Facebook.
The Vive is still $800, so
went down to $199. Oculus Rift $199.
Hey, there's one here that comes with the Xbox One controller and a PC. That's only $6,500. Awesome.
Okay, Oculus announces new $199 self-contained VR headset called Oculus Go.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. It's literally what they did was they took the concept from Gear VR, and they're kind of making their own version.
What's that?
Where instead of needing to own a Samsung phone to do the Gear VR, it's just the phone's built into the headset.
Oh, okay.
So it's its own little contained unit, not connected to a computer. So I figure phone quality VR on that one.
See,
I'm not super excited, but it's an interesting concept.
See, I found one. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go screen cap on this. Just hold on a second. Screen capture. Here we go.
The doohickey. You plug it into the thingamajig.
Do this. I think.
That's old man.
Kind of do it. Is it just black? Can you see any? Are you seeing anything right now?
I see a black square.
That's great.
I see racism.
Okay, hold on.
You would.
Screen capture.
Nice black square there, though.
How about there? That's even better. Here, let's get proper widescreen.
Wow. High def black square.
There you go. How's that look? Does that look better?
Perfect. It's a black square.
Excellent. But it's a wider black square, so you can see more
blacker square?
of the blackness. Yes. Okay, hold on. We'll just do this then. So I found this, which is the Zotac VR Go, which is literally a PC that you wear like a backpack.
Oh God.
And then it's got, like, I guess you attach whatever thing you want to it.
Yeah, tested, you know, Adam Savage and all them. They did a video on that where they did it with the HTC Vive.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, it works really well. They said if you like carrying around a PC on your back.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, 35 pounds on your back.
And risk running into, well, everything.
I really just want to see Sean wander around this living room and run into
Actually, since we're talking VR real quick here, for the slightly higher rollers that want to go with the HTC Vive, it also got a price drop to compete with Oculus. It's now $599.
Oh, yeah, not in Canada.
It's now the price of the Oculus.
Yeah, that it was.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like $200 lower than what it was.
Where did you get this Cheer Champions thing up on your page?
It's just one of the things you can plug into the page there. I was looking at some of the new extensions they have.
Oh, it's on Twitch itself. Okay, I haven't looked at the new Twitch stuff yet.
Oh, yeah, it's on Twitch. Cool. I got rid of all my
man.
gigantic buttons, too.
Oh, thanks. It looked really janky before. It looked
I know.
fucking terrible.
Oh, the other program you were thinking of that's 3D painting and stuff like that, it's called Tilt Brush.
That's the one I'm thinking about, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apothegrain was just asking, the movie My Babysitter, I'm wondering if anyone's going to seen it or going to see it on Netflix.
Yes.
Okay, then. She said something about it here. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was it? I saw her.
It's something about a possessed, like, babysitter.
I swear I saw her give a description of it, and now I can't find it. What the hell?
A kid finds out his babysitter is part of a satanic cult, and they go after him. It looks like a callback to the comedy horror of the 80s.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, I saw her re-asking the question. That's what it was. Sorry. I did see your question before. We were just so involved in our discussion about VR that I didn't get to it until now. But
don't make me ban you like everyone else.
For no reason.
So,
for no reason.
Were we talking about pickups?
My power.
All right, you were kind of showing us pickups there, sort of.
Oh, yeah, so I showed that off because now I have to go to bed because I have to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
All right, well,
Go.
good night.
Take it easy, my friend.
Thank you.
So,
yeah, I'm on a new schedule now. So it sucks.
have a good night. Enjoy your crack of dawn schedule.
Most of us haven't heard hide nor hair of him for like 2 weeks, so...
Yes, this is true.
This is our first time talking to him in 2 weeks.
It was good to see you and talk to you and hijack your conversation.
Have a good day at work tomorrow, sir.
Yeah.
Eat lots of Swedish hot dogs. Or whatever they have there.
Sure. Go with that.
Swedish hot dogs.
Anyway.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
Later, bitches.
It's like a hot dog, but it's made out of meatballs.
Oh, okay, so before I go...
They keep falling out. Sorry, what?
That's what she said.
Later.
See ya.
Okay. I thought he was going to say something funny, but I guess I hijacked his will away to do so. Sorry!
Yeah.
Okay, pickups.
Sorry, wouldn't that just be a meatball sub?
No.
It sounds like the plot of a Good Mythical Morning video. Rhett and Link.
Swedish hot dogs. It's just a meatball sub.
You would watch them.
I watch their videos all the freaking time. I'm not ashamed.
I have watched them occasionally.
Shame is stupid.
So, Stout, what did you get?
Oh, okay. I got 4 things.
Awesome.
So I wanted to get more, but there weren't many good deals. So I got The Conjuring.
Oh, great movie.
Finally.
Oh, God.
I still need to get the second one, but now I have the first one.
I've got the second one also.
And then I got Hellboy.
Hellboy!
Hellboy? What?
It's not the director's cut though, or is it? No, I think it is.
It's both. They're both on there.
But it doesn't have all the extras, I don't think.
It has all of it. Everything except for the hardcover book and the director's cut.
From the big box set, though?
Yeah, everything except has everything except the book.
Okay.
So keep your book.
All right.
It says director's cut at the top.
Yeah, I know, but I'm confirming it has all the special features from.
I was concerned about extras because I've got the big 3-disc DVD set that they put out ages ago. That's got a shit ton of stuff. I'm gonna have to confirm that.
But keep it because
there was a lot of stuff on there.
Hey, Hellboy 2.
Yay! I still have not seen that.
It's even better than the first one.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
I agree. Honestly, I keep trying to say that. They're like, what are you talking about? The original is. What do you mean? Hellboy 2 is so good. But anyways, the last thing I got is something I can't show you because it's like essentially
boobs all over it.
But it's the Movie Pass. I finally got Movie Pass. Yay!
Yay! So your card arrived finally?
Yeah. It took a month.
About freaking time.
Now go watch Blade Runner.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So what Movie Pass is, you pay $9.99 a month, and you can watch, I believe it is, one movie a day for as many movies as you want per month.
So
so that's potentially like 31 movies a month.
Yes.
In theater.
Between 28 and 31.
$10.
That's awesome.
But the only there is a catch, obviously, and the catch is, one, it can't be 3D movies, it can't be IMAX movies, but it can be like movies at like night, so it doesn't have to be matinee.
Yeah.
It can be like, regular showing.
Even if it was matinee, like it's still a pretty good deal.
And then and also you can't watch you can't watch the same movie more than once in a month. So bit of an annoyance, but
wow, that's a stupid restriction.
Whatever.
Still, I mean, basically,
if you watch like 4 movies a month, that's $250 per movie. That's a really good deal,
dude. You go to see a movie. It's basically paid for itself.
That was what my brother said when we went to see the My Little Pony movie this week.
Was that the first movie you saw with your Movie Pass?
That was my Movie Pass.
Okay.
I was there.
Oh, okay. So you just had to actually pay money to go see it.
No, they paid for the ticket for me.
Oh, okay. Well, that thank God.
Because apparently one of the other really good things about it is, because it's essentially a credit card that's Movie Pass paying for the ticket, you're still essentially paying for tickets. So if you have any reward membership with the theater or whatever, you still get those rewards. Movie Pass doesn't make that go away. You still get the rewards. So he was getting all these free tickets as a result of using Movie Pass.
Oh, nice. Sweet. So it really didn't cost anybody anything.
Free tickets so that I could go to the Pony with everybody.
Wow, how sociable of you.
It wasn't a terrible movie, but I wish it would have been Blade Runner.
It's like, that is such a wonderful thought that you.
I need that on a shirt.
Thinking.
My Little Pony wasn't that bad, but I wish it were Blade Runner.
Yeah, I know.
Wear that shirt.
I'm just picturing Stout sitting there watching My Little Pony, little thought bubble over his head. I wish this was Blade Runner.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's true. That's what actually happened. I'm just thinking the whole time, I could be watching Blade Runner right now.
I could watch this twice, or I could watch Blade Runner once.
The wall. You can hear it through the wall perfectly.
Yeah, Stout's like putting his cup up to the wall.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm just picturing like,
yeah, but it's a quiet part. I can't hear what they're saying.
My Little Pony has heart, but the Blade Runner DVD has Blade Runner on it.
That's right. All right. So what else did you get? Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Damn it. Back on the clicky thing. There we go. Cass, what did you get?
Older.
Happy birthday.
Brandon, what did you get?
I couldn't think of anything else. I always just say that.
All right. I upgraded Harry and the Hendersons to Blu-ray.
Yay! Rosie loves that movie.
All the special features are here, so literally just ditching the DVD.
Nice.
I picked up Night of the Living Dead like everyone else did.
Uh-huh.
And I already converted it into a multi-pack with all my DVD editions and everything.
Nice.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And then I picked up 1959 Santa Claus, which has Santa Claus versus the Devil's favorite minion, Pitch, in a bid to convert one little girl, Lupita's soul, to the dark side.
Nice.
This movie was featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000, but it cuts out my favorite part of the movie, in which Pitch is trying to convince this little girl, Lupita, to steal his doll, and he's going, "Take the doll, Lupita! Take the doll!" And
So wait a minute. Is this a sequel to Santa Claus versus the Devil?
no, this is Santa Claus versus the Devil. Same movie.
Oh, it is Santa Claus versus the... Okay, sorry. I got...
Santa Claus here.
I was confused. Because I've seen Santa Claus versus the Devil when I was a kid. And I've been wanting to see it again forever.
But yeah...
Which, of course, that isn't the actual title.
This
but...
movie's out of print. And I found it for $6, so...
Nice.
I snatched the $6 one up.
But it cuts that part out, eh?
No, the Mystery Science Theater one goes to a sketch during that part.
Oh, that one. Oh, it's in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, but it's this is
Okay.
uncut.
Okay, good.
And it's got a bunch of bonus features. Contains both the American K. Gordon Murray edition and the original Mexican version on one disc. Commentary by Gordon Murray, historian, making a featurette, a bunch of other shit. Nobody gives a crap.
Sweet.
And a bonus Howdy Doody Christmas.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
And a classic Castle film short subject. And a Santa Claus novelty short subject bonus from and K. Gordon Murray trailers. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember they showed us that in school.
But the best part, my favorite part about this also is that it shows like Santa Claus' workshop, in which children from all different countries are forced to slave labor build racist toys for those countries. All the toys are racist. All the kids are like racist stereotypes, and they're clearly forced to make these toys. No one looks happy. It's clearly slave labor, and I just die laughing when I see it. It's so racist and so out of touch with how the world really is. It's just there's so many. It's like there's moments that are genuinely funny in it, and there's moments that just are uproariously, hilariously bad.
Yes.
And you're just crying with laughter. You can't believe it.
Such a good MST3K movie.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, it's natural candidate.
Exactly. And last but not least, the last thing for my birthday, you got the Wonderful Worlds of Ray Harryhausen.
Oh, nice.
It came from Beneath the Sea, 20 million miles Earth, and the 3 Worlds of Gulliver.
Sweet.
Limited to 6,000 pieces, imported for Indicator, but it's also region-free, guys.
Yay.
All 3 regions, I should say, ABC.
Nice.
But yeah, it comes with a nice booklet. It's like the Sinbad set, right? So
Sweet.
It's got the 3 movies. I already had the Volume 2 on order. It comes out next month. So I'll be getting that too.
The only movie I have
2 of
from
those
that
movies
is
are on Blu-ray from Mill Creek.
Yeah, I have the Blu-ray of
they?
these 2 already.
That's Mill Creek. Those
I
are
have
freaking error.
Same
I have
transfers.
20 million miles to Earth. The one I have is not Mill Creek though. It's like a studio release.
Yeah, that came out first, and then Mill Creek released a 2-pack with 20 million miles to Earth, and it came from Beneath the Sea, which I have.
Oh, okay, I don't have that one.
That's the same transfer. That's the remastered transfer.
Okay.
I don't think the transfer changed for any of them, but I could be wrong. Maybe they did something different, but I don't think Indicator did. I think they used the studio supplied transfer.
Still a much nicer.
Probably more extras on
Well,
that.
look at all these special features. Look at this wall of text.
Holy shit.
All the special features from the DVD, which did get ported to Mill Creek.
Yeah.
No special features in the Mill Creek release, of course. So all the special features that got transferred to the studio release, but not put in the Mill Creek release, are here. Plus, there's more exclusive interviews and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, good shit. That's everything I got.
Hey, you might know the best part of this movie is the Ray Harryhausen special effects.
Absolutely.
Of course. That's why I bought them.
So this week, I got Van Helsing and Vampire Circus.
Yay.
God damn it.
Okay, no. I actually didn't get any DVDs or Blu-rays this week. I did place an Amazon order, though. I got about 6 coming, I think. 6, yes, 6.
You were just waiting for that, too.
Yep, totally.
You played it last week.
So what I did get a lot of this week is comics. I finally hit the comic store again.
Of course.
Hold on. Yeah, the thing is, there's just no selection here anymore, like in stores. I've been buying stuff online more and more and more because the selection in stores has been less and less and less.
Welcome to us 5 years ago.
And it's like fucking annoying. Oh, I've always bought stuff online, but I've always done both.
No, but I mean,
But
3
it's
years
like-
ago, things like that were happening here, and that's why
Yeah.
I almost solely buy shit from Amazon and eBay now.
Yeah. So anyway, so I got Gem and the Holograms Infinite Part 5, which is Gem number 3. I have missed the Misfits number 2, which is Part 4 of this story arc. I'm kind of pissed off about that. They didn't have any there. So
eBay's your friend, my friend.
might have to hit up eBay. I think I'm going to have to do that for ROM number 9 as well. We got Future Quest presents Space Ghost number 2,
Right on.
which is freaking beautiful. Like, just, it's all painted up. Big Mask
This
of
is a
Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm ad. That's so it takes me back.
Yes,
Takes me back, dude.
it is.
I have comics from the 90s where you open the inside into the Batman Mask of the Phantasm ad. It looks similar. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
it's the actual version.
But all the artwork in this is painted. Like, I don't know how well it's coming out on the camera there, but it's just freaking beautiful. Like, this
Yeah,
is
but about that ad. No.
really, the ad is for the Blu-ray.
I know, it's funny. It's like literally 20 years later, and it's
Yeah.
still in comics. But
It's kind of like a retro comic with the retro style ad.
It felt so like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic for a moment. Sorry, jeez.
Let's see. Picked up First Strike number 3.
Oh yeah, I don't get that one. Hardcover comes out. Already have an open order for it.
And First Strike number 4. I think there's one more issue of this. Got Micronauts Wrath of Karza number 5, which I believe is the last issue, because it says in the back continued in First Strike, so it just kind of leads right into it. Got Rom versus Transformers Shining Armor number 3. Rom number 12. That's a pretty awesome cover there, actually. I like that. Well, you guys can see that down there. But, and then got Rom number 13. Rom in space fighting monsters. I'll show you there. Kind of, yeah. The new
Hold
robot.
on. Wait a second. There was a Mega Man cartoon, right? I'm not crazy.
Yes, there's a
Okay,
couple.
thank you, sorry.
There's a couple of them.
Just had a weird flashback.
The new Robotech number 3.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was a new series.
Oh yeah, I guess you didn't see the other ones, but yeah, basically what this is a retelling of the original story, but kind of updated and stuff.
I definitely want to get it now.
they're doing like some different. It's the same but different. I guess the best way to describe it. And this one is just plain weird, but I had to grab it. We have Dastardly and Muttley. This is a 6-issue limited series.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they're fighter pilots, and there's this weird cloud that envelops them after some nuclear explosion that turns things kind of cartoony. So his co-pilot ends up physically merging with his dog and becoming Muttley.
The fuck?
It's crazy. This is just some crazy, crazy shit. So, yeah, anyways, there's 2 issues out. I grabbed the 2 issues. Got Scooby Apocalypse number 18, which means volume 3 of the trades should be on its way shortly. So doing 6 issues per trade.
Yep, I'll be getting that.
And then issue number 10 of Mask. This is the final issue of Mask. I don't know if they're going to be doing mini-series like they did with Micronauts or not, but
I think that everything's getting rebooted after First Strike.
yeah, another one that says to be continued in First Strike. And that's it for the singles. I got to double check my singles and make sure I didn't get any duplicates or miss any in there. And then finally, this month Marvel is putting out a bunch of their classic monster comics in trade paperback form. I picked up the first one, which is Werewolf by Night, Volume 1.
I need to get that because I've got a bunch of those singles.
Very nice. This contains Marvel Spotlight, numbers 2 through 4, which is the first appearances of Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night, numbers 1 through 15. Marvel Team Up, number 12. And Tomb of Dracula, number 18, which is a crossover, obviously.
I had the Team Up issue and a bunch of the single issues.
So, very cool. As you know, I also picked up Monster Frankenstein a little while ago, which also features some appearances by Werewolf by Night. They crossed all 3 of them over, somewhat frequently, not too frequently. So that's it. That's all the comics for this week. So next week, Tomb of Dracula comes out. I've already set money aside for that. Then the following week, Marvel Horror comes out, which is a collection of a lot of the Marvel Horror magazine stories they did.
I gotta get two because I got a bunch of those I gotta replace.
So pretty cool. The Monster Frankenstein has all the Frankenstein stories from Monsters Unleashed and Legion of Monsters. And apparently, Volume 2 of Werewolf by Night has already been scheduled, and it also will feature some Monsters Unleashed werewolf stories. So, pretty cool. Reprinted in the original black and white, of course.
Of course.
The nice thing about those, though, is when they do those magazine issues, the covers, the beautiful painted covers are color, and the interiors are black and white, just as they would have been before. It's just higher quality paper than the old newsprint.
So, the Tomb of Dracula, does that include the Blade issues? So is that later on in the series? Maybe?
Probably later on. As far as I know, it's they're much like the Epic collections. They're basically definitive runs.
Right. Do you know if it made to Blade or not?
I don't know. I can find out what issues are going to be in it. Just give me a moment here.
I'll find out for the first issue of Blade.
Yeah, he premiered in Tomb of Dracula, didn't he? Like he debuted in one of them? Yeah. I can't remember which issue it was. So, Volume 1, which according to Amazon was the one that came out next week, and Werewolf comes out next week. Somehow they got the release dates swapped around.
Tomb of Dracula 10.
Okay, so it will be in that one, yeah, because the first volume has numbers 1 through 15 of Tomb of Dracula, and then Dracula Lives 1 through 4. So,
kind of need all that stuff to get all the Midnight Sun stuff later on. And like one long continuity.
Yeah, they've like with all these collected editions, they've been pretty good with crossovers. It's basically they're putting together definitive compilations of every appearance of those characters presented chronologically. In terms of the stories, not necessarily in terms of publication date. Like, for example, in that X-Men one I have, there's a mini-series which was actually published a year after the issues, the rest of the issues that are in there, but it's slotted into where it falls into the continuity in the Epic collection. So I noticed they did that with the Frankenstein stuff too. So there's like a huge gap of stories between issues 12 and 13 where you have like 150 pages of stories from other comics, and then it gets back to the regular series again. Because all that shit happened in between those two issues, apparently.
Yeah. Asgard Saga.
Yeah, that's the one for the X-Men one. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. It was like,
that's clarifying. If anyone was curious, it's the Asgard Saga.
Yeah, because it was like I think it started in X-Men Annual number 8, and then they did X-Men and Alpha Flight, which didn't come out until the following year, and then tied into X-Men Annual number 9. So I think the X-Men Annual number 9 still takes place, is still in publication order, but X-Men Alpha Flight was dropped in after X-Men Annual 8.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's like you actually have 4 double-size issues in a row in that collection. You've got X-Men Annual number 8, X-Men Alpha Flight 1 and 2, which were both double-sized, and then X-Men number 193, which was the double-sized 100th appearance of the Only All Different X-Men. So, yeah. So you get like 4 40-page stories in a row. Imagine the artists were so tired after all of that. Can we stop doing all these double issues, please?
No.
Nope.
No,
Never.
Alright, so that was all my pickups, so I think it's your turn, Sean. Oh, you're done. Sorry.
I just finished.
Shut up! Shut up! My brain just had a fart.
Well, I only got 2 this week. I got Van Helsing and Vampire Circus.
Oh, right. I remember now. Okay. I'm caught up, though.
Yeah.
So, speaking of brain farts, I feel very, very bad for Frankie Muniz this week.
Oh, yes.
Fucking heartbreaking story.
Yeah, we found... stumbled across an article about Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle and shared it with the gang, and we all cried. If you wonder what happened to him, well, basically after his acting career, he went off and became a race car driver for a while. You may have known that. But then he actually suffered a couple of strokes and developed some health problems. And lost a good chunk of his memory. He apparently cannot remember doing Malcolm in the Middle. Like that 6 years.
Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle can't remember being Malcolm in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, so it's bit like those 6 years of his life just vanished because of the brain damage, and yeah, it's very sad, and it's one of those things. He like has recurring seizures and stuff occasionally too. So he's just like his body just got all fucked up all of a sudden, and it's very sad.
Yeah.
But he's still doing stuff. I mean, he did a Dancing with the Stars thing recently, and you know, he's still kind of putting in appearances in movies here and there. And Bryan Cranston apparently, you know, is very good friends with him, and he said anytime they do anything together, he sees him, he always tries to jog his memory about their time on Malcolm in the Middle and stuff, and just say, hey, you remember that thing on Malcolm? And then he'll tell him the story. It's just like, I'm telling the story, but it's like I'm telling him about something from his life that he's forgotten. So, you know, he's doing what he can whenever he sees him, which I thought was really, really nice.
That's also got to be pretty frustrating, though. Just, no, you know I don't fucking remember. Stop this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you sign this? Like, why? Because you're in this. Oh.
It's a picture of your face.
That's gonna be really upsetting. Yeah, why am I on this? I don't remember this at all. Like, that's gotta be really upsetting, actually.
Well, I just try to imagine what that's like if you just like for I was thinking if that ever happened to me. I have how many hundreds of hours of home videos? Like, what if I like look at those home videos and I don't ever remember being there with those people, you know, doing those things? And it's like, who are these people? Is that me? I don't remember any of this. Like, that's so scary to me. Like, just losing chunks of your past. Yep. You know. So that's why, in a way, I'm really grateful that I have been so anal about taking videos of myself and doing vlogs and
anal videos.
Lots of anal videos, yes. And because if something like that ever does happen, at least I have some kind of record that I can refer back to. You know.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah. Here you go.
Everything's from anxiety. Everything's from fear.
It absolutely is the fear of losing my past. So I'm endeavoring to preserve it.
Not as a jab at you personally.
Yeah.
I
know.
We're all driven by our anxieties and fears, so it makes sense. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apothic Grain says, but would you remember that you don't remember? Huh.
What happened when you don't remember and come across this conversation? You guys, what the fuck? I talked about this.
But that's actually one of the things I was thinking of. Is like, okay, great, I have all these videos, but if I've forgotten my past, will I even remember that those videos exist? Or will I find them? You know? What if I lose my memory? What if I lose my memory and I'm out in the middle of the street somewhere? I don't know where I live or who I am. And then I just end up going to the hospital. What if I lost my wallet? I have no ID. And then I go to the hospital, go on this recovery, fall in love, and start like a whole other life from that point forward.
That's just happening, dude. That's actually happening.
And then at some point in my life, Rose or somebody from my past who's really close to me shows up, finds me, sees me, and then reveals this whole life that I used to have that I forgot from that point forward.
I think they're a crazy person, probably.
It would be, but then they'd have the videos. They could say, "Look at these videos."
Okay, that's not me. I never did that.
Oh my god!
A guy who looks really similar. I admit it, but that's not me. My guy's way fatter than I am. Meanwhile, you look. I mean, like, that's the thing. Your brain will do that stuff. I mean,
yeah. That's true.
Oh, absolutely. There are a lot of stories about people who go through this stuff on Unsolved Mysteries.
Get head trauma.
I've been watching a lot of it lately, you know.
Yeah.
And more often than not, when they do find out who they are, they kind of just reject it. They're just like,
yeah, I
have no recollection of this, no affiliation or interest in anything that I apparently used to be interested in.
Yeah.
I was doing in that life. I don't want to do it anymore. This is my life now. It's just they completely change as people.
Yeah.
Completely.
That thought terrifies me.
There's nothing you can do about it, though.
I know.
You can have a stroke. Just
there's
walking
nothing to
around.
do. It's going to happen to you, Sean. It's going to happen to you.
Don't say that, you fuckhead.
Oh, great. Upon the Grain says, "Oh man, evil prank for Sean. Cobbled together footage into a video of his life and plant them on his shelf."
Oh no! Oh no! That's terrible.
She's like, "Not that I would." Shifty eyes.
April Fools, anyone?
I need to tell you something that I was going to wait to the right moment to tell you, and I think this is it. The life you think you've been leading is not really your life. What?
Yeah, I mean, like, head trauma does that. It changes you as a person.
Everyone's like, wow, you're so mean. You're such an asshole. Hey, I can be pretty brutal when I want to be. I don't know.
Yes. Scout isn't all cuddly and rainbows.
It's a very fucked up joke. It's just so.
That's an unfriendable joke. I'm just gonna say, you fuck with someone like that. That's
Well, that's
some
okay.
serious gaslighting shit. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, but I wouldn't remember being his friend anyway, so no big loss. Who the fuck are you? How would I ever be friends with an asshole like that?
Hey, you just told me like one of your greatest fears. You expect me not to prey on that? I mean, come on.
Not to exploit it in every way possible?
Exactly.
I mean, we do have. We're not exploitive for friends. We just have a system by where we judge what movie Sean can have by how soon child death occurs in it. Oh, if you show Sean this one, he would change her totally and show Sean the movie.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this one.
That's exactly what can't show Sean means.
Oh, this is perfect. All those babies don't die until 2/3 of the way through the movie. He'll never see it coming.
He'll be so emotionally invested, you won't even turn it off. Oh, and he'll cry like a big old baby. I say while trying to hold back tears. You'll fucking cry. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry, I had to.
You missed the part where I became an asshole and was preying on Sean's fears.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you even?
My little bother, ladies and gentlemen. True to form.
So, what did you tell him was happening to Tuna?
Well, apparently one of his greatest fears,
His biggest fear,
is that he loses.
Because all the tuna will disappear.
He doesn't know who he is, and I just said, "Well, I mean, it does happen to everyone. It's going to happen to you, Sean. It will happen to you.
It's an inevitability, apparently." Great.
Oh, so I have a story.
Yay! Okay. Cast stories.
Yay!
It's actually, I was reminded of what was it? When you were the night you were telling your stories from chapters, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And we joked, or I joked about how everything had happened on the same day.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, "Oh my god, you won't believe the day I just had."
Yes.
Well, I quite literally had a day like that at work.
Oh god.
You won't believe the day I just had.
Oh no.
So, of course, yesterday was Friday the 13th in October.
Yes.
So, naturally, we were sort of expecting things to happen. So, before 11 o'clock, we'd already had 3 cars in accidents. We had to report on. For those who don't know, I work for a car rental company. So, I'm in the fleet office. So, I handle all of the movements with the vehicles and that. So, anytime anything gets in an accident or there's a breakdown or anything, it always comes through my office.
Great.
So, I mean, there's some days go where we don't have like a single breakdown or anything at all. Or maybe like one accident or something. So, to have 3 by 11 is pretty unbelievable. So, yeah, and other added Friday the 13th creepiness. We had 2 of the same kind of vehicle, and they were back-to-back unit numbers.
Ah.
And they actually reported one after the other. I just basically got off the phone with the person with the first one, and the other one phoned in from the tow yard. So I was like, that's really weird. Sean is grinning at something.
Well, I was looking up.
Oh, God. I will resume my story later.
I'm going to download this, and I'm just going to show everybody. Just hold on. This is...
I know I've started a riveting story when Sean is already browsing other things in another window.
That's what Sean does.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Something with the car.
This is... Well...
My whole job is cars.
Just regarding it being Friday the 13th yesterday, I was like, so that makes today Saturday the 14th. So of course I went to find this, which is just hold on a second here. I got it. Yeah, this here, which is a poster for the movie Saturday the 14th, which is, you know, a fun little horror parody. A lot of, you know, variations of the classic movie monsters appear in it. But when I pulled up the search, well, so I saw, there's a couple. I was looking for a bigger post, like a decent resolution size of it, and I found this. Just appeared in the search, because I guess because of the date that this thing happened on. Just wait for them to see it.
What the hell?
Man shaft.
What the hell?
It's on Saturday the 14th.
Exactly. So
why are you watching gay racist porn?
I looked up Saturday the 14th, and it was like the fourth result or something like that. It was man shaft. I'm like, what the hell?
Gay racist porn to me.
So,
and I like how the opening act is Big Wood.
Yes. Well, I keep forgetting there was a sequel to Saturday the 14th as well, which I'm sure is even more horrible, called Saturday the 14th Strikes Back.
Oh, it's not just Sunday the 15th?
No.
Just keep working their way through the calendar.
Slowly but surely, yeah.
Yeah, so let this mark this as the SNI night where my story was hijacked by gay porn references.
Apparently a lot of gay club nights happen on Saturday the 14th. Who knew? I'm just seeing posters galore here.
Now Cyber 6, just because they're hillfolk wasn't the reason why I called them racist. It was the weird racist logo in the top left corner.
Yes.
Fuck's sake. It's not because they have beards in their lumberjack. I live in the fucking woods and I have a beard. I'm not racist, so clearly that I break that fucking mold pretty good.
Scout, or let Skins have his moment.
Sorry.
I was going to say
the reason why logo.
The reason why it's March the 14th is because that's considered the man's Valentine's Day.
Oh.
February 14th is Valentine's Day. March 14th is called Steak and Blowjob Day.
Okay.
It's where the men supposedly get the things that they want.
Whatever.
Gotcha.
I mean, like every other fucking day of the year. Oh, I'm sorry. I won't get into it.
I see. Okay, yeah, I see. Saturday. Oh, no, Saturday the 14th of February. So that was January. I mean,
I think we should lumberjack as the
wow,
that Skin
brain
Slip is on, apparently.
Brain is turned to mush from too much gay club nights.
Hi, kitty.
All right, so that's good to know. I learned something about culture today.
There you go. The more you know.
The more you know. That's right.
Steak and blowjob days every Friday. What the fuck are you people complaining? It's not a holiday. It's Friday.
Every Friday.
It's called Friday. Get flexible. Get on my level.
Speaking of which, I need to buy some steak. I need steak. Oh, I'm okay.
Petting my kitty.
So sorry. What was your story about gay blowjobs?
See, this is what happens every freaking time. Is what I have doesn't possibly level up to the
something about raining and accidents. And blowjobs.
Oh my god. You were so listening. Okay, so Friday the 13th, three things happening. So, and unbelievable day at work. So yeah, so we had 3 accidents by 11 o'clock. And not just like minor things like 2 cars in the shop already. Like one actually had like airbags deployed, and it's like they hit a deer or something.
Oh.
So yeah, so 3 big accidents by 11 o'clock, and then
3 bag accidents.
3 big accidents. So my my general manager was predicting 5. He said you're going to have 5 by the end of the day. He came close. We had 5 incidents on the breakdown report, but yeah, so we had that. Oh, and then so right after he declares that we're going to have more accidents, my boss is walking out to go and fleet up some new vehicles, and so he is walking out with a stack of license plates in his hand.
Oh, no.
And then he bumps his hand on the door frame as he's walking out of the office, and then crash on the floor in the hallway.
Perfect.
Well, and of course the licenses are paired, right? So now they're all mixed up.
Oh.
So he has to sit there and match them all up again.
God.
But I was just like, I was over talking to one of the other managers. He's walking, bump, crash. Of course, they clattered onto the lino floor, like super loud, and it's in like a narrow hallway too, so it just echoed in the hallway.
It's an explosion of license plates.
Can you hear her purring?
No.
Damn. Do my best. Sorry.
Alright, it's okay.
Sorry, stream.
I can just go upstairs if I want to hear purring.
Appreciate the effort.
No.
So then later in the day, I get a phone call from a gentleman whose parents had rented a car from us.
Look at what you've done.
So I always know this is going to be good when they're having to have the son phone in. So
oh boy.
Apparently he's got a flat tire and he's at Uptown Center, which in Victoria is a huge shopping center.
Yes, I used to work there when there was a Best Buy there.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So big, huge complex, like multiple stories. And but anyway, it is right close to my office. Like I could literally look at Uptown outside of my window. So I'm thinking, okay, at least it's close. I could probably just go there and deal with it. So I'm trying to phone the guy back, and I look at the contract and I look at the date of birth. The guy is 86 years old. And every time I call on his phone, because he had a cell phone with him, the call answered, and I just heard breathing on the other end, and heard nobody say anything. And then so finally, I think he called me back, and like I could hear a lot of noise and everything like that, and so I'm trying to get through to him and that, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so normal procedure is I call roadside assistance, they send a tow truck out. I'm like, this guy's not going to get it. Like,
yeah,
I think I need to go and deal with this guy. And then I find out he's not at Uptown. He's parked on the road in front of Uptown.
Oh, okay.
And so the road that goes past Uptown, it's called Blanchard Street. It's actually where the highway ends.
Yes.
And it's 4 lanes in one direction with a grocery store and huge plaza on one side, and then this massive shopping center on the other side. So it is just like chaotic levels of traffic. And he is, when I finally got there to where he was stopped basically in the live lane, like where you turn off into the shopping center.
Oh, God.
And that's where he decided to stop with his flat tire. So essentially, I'm just trying to get him and his wife and their stuff into the other car I brought.
Yeah.
And I'm like, want to get him to sign everything in the parkade, so like we're away from the chaos. Yeah. Meanwhile, I've just got the car sitting there just in the middle of the road. And so anyway, so I got him on his way, and he was very, very cool in that. And I go to change the tire, and Ford, for some stupid reason, doesn't actually even put the right instructions on the jack on how to use it.
Oh.
They put just a general picture of like, here's where to place the jack. The picture is so general, it shows a stick shift in the thing to say put the car in gear. This is a Ford Taurus. It hasn't had a manual transmission for like 20 years.
Yeah, at least.
It's like a family car. So
yeah.
Anyway, so according to the picture, I was supposed to jack up the car by the piece of plastic behind the fender. That's like the door trim. And so I'm like, that is not going to support the weight of a 4,000-pound car. So the jack point was actually further back. I called a tow truck, and the guy came out. Actually, when the guy showed up, he looks at the car, and I was explaining how I was getting the tow. He was like, oh yeah, was this the one that was just stopped on the road earlier? Apparently he went to another call, and he saw this guy holding up traffic, and he was thinking, oh god.
Great.
So he puts the spare on. I get back to the office. So I was like stuck at Uptown for like an hour.
So did you ever figure out why he was unable to speak on the cell phone?
No, he spoke like very slowly and all that sort of thing, and like I really had a handful kind of keeping
was
organized.
Was he just answering it and didn't know where to listen and where to talk, and so you just heard him breathing, or?
He may have paired it to the Bluetooth in the car, so he may have been trying to figure that out, or maybe didn't know he had answered it or something. Or...
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, I had no idea.
People.
Yeah, so I got him sorted out, and so days started going on, and then 40 minutes to closing, I get yet another customer call.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lady who's downtown, and she's rented a BMW 5 Series from us, which, of course, this is always great to start with. It's like the most irreplaceable car because it's pretty much at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no substitute for it unless I happen to have another one.
Yeah.
And apparently she couldn't get the trunk release to work. And she said the remote wouldn't work, and she couldn't get the release to open inside the car. And she had put her luggage in the trunk when she got at the airport, and now the trunk won't open and her luggage is in it. And the back seats don't fold down on those cars.
Great.
So, as I posted on Facebook, I said, effectively, I have a car downtown that is holding the customer's luggage hostage in the trunk. So, anyway, my boss was still there, thankfully, so he had a couple of suggestions, and we never heard back from her, so I assumed that she got it to work.
She just decided to steal the car.
Yeah.
Well, I own this now because it has my luggage in it.
Yeah, I just have to drive back to get all new clothes. It sucked because, I mean, she was, the hotel she was at, there's no hotel that's actually closer to our downtown location than that one.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally, you can see the hotel from our location. So I was thinking, when she said the hotel, I was thinking, perfect, I could just send her down there. I think we had a Jaguar down there or something. So I'm like, it's something comparable I could switch her into. And she's like, but my luggage in the trunk and I can't get it open. Yeah. Oh, and then 5 minutes to close, a customer number came up. I'm like, oh, God. But then I ended up, it was just somebody who dialed into my department by accident. Who was actually looking for reservations. So. Because I mean, I get used to seeing, if it's anybody within the office, their name pops up on the thing, so I know it's them.
Yeah.
And for the times it doesn't, like if it's one of the managers on their cell phone or something, like I know what their numbers are now, so I kind of know which numbers are which.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, anytime you see anything with an area code that's out of province, then you know it's going to be a customer.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. I saw like a 416 number come up or something, and I'm like, oh, fuck. But yeah. And then on our little report we do in Excel, like the breakdown section, I think by default only has 2 rows. So I just kept having to like add rows to the report as the day was going on.
Great.
But yeah, so I came home and I'm like, fuck this day. So that was my crazy day at work.
Oh, a very small bathroom story from work the other day. So it was one of those days where I thought I had to poop. So I went to the stall. So I go to the upper bathroom, and of course, almost always both stalls are occupied. And I'm like, I swear nobody poops at home. Like everybody waits until they get to work so they can just waste some work time pooping. It's like, well, I had to poop. I can't work while I have to poop. My bowels are important. So everybody.
I'm right.
Yeah. It's like, you can poop at home, I'm pretty sure. You can poop before work, you can poop after work. Anyway, so the stalls are occupied. I go downstairs to the lower stalls. One is free. So I'm like, okay, good, that's fine. I only need one. So I go in, and I sit down.
Across all the stalls.
So
I do gotta say real quick, in September rule about working for the man. Always shit on company time.
Yes.
Yep.
I know that rule.
That's why
they make a dime. That's why I shit on company time.
That's right. So I sit down and get ready, and I still don't know for sure if it's just a lot of gas or if I have to shit. So basically, just sit down and I'm like, okay. Still not entirely sure. Decide to wait and find out. And then from the stall next to me. And then I just get this big grin. I'm like, oh no, here it is.
Well, now I'm in a contest.
I just like, oh no, here it is. So then again, almost exactly the same as the first one. So then I was just thinking of that time I was telling you guys about other time. It was in the same bathroom, actually. There was the guy at the urinal and the guy in the stall, and they were, like, farting back and forth, and you're like, their asses are having a conversation. So that, of course, immediately pops into my head, and I'm just like trying not to laugh. Big, goofy grin. But the way it played out, it was like my ass made a statement. The other ass questioned that statement, and then my ass stood by that statement.
Nope, like, it really is.
That's right. And the other ass had nothing more to say on the subject, so that was the end of that discussion.
Silence the ass. Well, I had one sort of like that at my work bathroom, which I think, as I pointed out before, it's basically, well, it's the narrow hallway where my boss dropped all the license plates.
The narrow,
that hallway is literally
echoey hallway.
Yes. So basically, one end of that hallway is the door outside. The other end of the hallway is either the door to the customer area or the door to our office. And it's like a one-person wide hallway with 2 bathrooms. So that's all that's there.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to the bathroom because I was feeling kind of bloaty and stuff like that. And well, because usually in the morning I still have the last of the CPAP air in my system.
Yeah.
And that combined with having a coffee usually makes me kind of gassy.
Yeah.
So so usually by about 9 o'clock I'm kind of needing to go.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so because that area and that toilet in particular is really echoey. I don't know what's with the acoustics, but
extra reflective porcelain.
So anyways, I usually sort of try to vent a little bit before I sit down on the toilet. Like, just get the farts out of the way, and then so it's just the pooping when I finally sit down.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, I went to go and do that. And, obviously not going to push too hard, but, try to, I think I had just like a little, like, so I'm like, okay. Yeah. So this is pretty much going to be pooped, or, either that or there's like a giant air pocket behind.
I was going to say, you get that surprise air pocket.
So yeah,
you're like pushing, in the middle of pushing with full force.
So it just comes out like a cannon.
Yes.
Good trebuchet poop. So anyway, so I just had the tiny little. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to vent. I'm gonna have to sit down. So I sit down. No, it was all farts.
Oh no, unable to prevent.
Yes. So I sit down, and nope, they were there. I sat down, and then just. And I'm like, I'm confident they just heard that upstairs.
Wow, on another floor yet. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's an old building, so like noise really travels through that building.
Fantastic.
I feel like I'm going to get pulled aside for a talking to by the manager or something.
Can you please not fart so loud?
You need to tone it down.
Like, you're upsetting your coworkers. They were really scared.
Well, actually, I had to go in the shop the other day because actually the male toilet was broken. So we had like the washrooms are just like a one person at a time washroom for both of them. But I was too gun shy to use the women's for anything other than peeing. Especially because the women's is the interior one, so there's no window.
Oh.
At least with the male one, I can keep the window, like I can open it after and air it out.
Air it out a bit, yeah.
But yeah, so. No,
I had someone smell that you pooped.
Yeah.
I
That was all.
a monkey.
I can mock you for that.
So yeah, so I had to go to the shop. And at least with nice. Whoa! It just zoomed or just focused on that. Like it was just you were holding up this blur for a while, and then all of a sudden, yay! But yeah, at least with the shop, there's a lot of ambient noise, so I can kind of I can let them rip in there, and it's no problem.
Apparently this one refuses to autofocus. Fine!
Yeah, mine broke a long time ago.
I also have a tiger.
Little pet shop toys.
I don't know what they are, actually. I just found them under my monitor.
I see what you did there.
I have like a million little figurines like that that you bought throughout the ages.
I think they're
Whenever I go to a garage sale and I find little rubber figurines, I buy them, so I've got like tons.
Focus, damn you! Fine, focus on the monkey but not the tiger. I see how it is.
Tigers suck.
Racism.
Tigers are racist, that's why.
But, yeah, no, I think it's from Kinder Surprise toys that Rose has got.
I actually have some Kinder Eggs. I have this ugly dog here.
Another one's little.
And then I got the plesiosaurs that I got in one. That's kind of cool. And
then there's another one, another fish.
And then I got a pterodactyl
like
in another one.
Oh, okay, yeah, it has eyes.
And then I got a Star Wars branded similar thing, but it had this little figurine instead.
There you go. Oh, cool.
Yeah. My girlfriend bought me a bunch of
hold on.
And it smuggled them to the country for me since they're illegal here.
There's another monkey. There's a smaller one. See? Small monkey. Hold on. Small monkey.
Wait, I deleted that and my price didn't change. Control Z.
Is it gonna focus?
No focusing for you.
Big monkey, small monkey. This is what the show's been reduced to, folks. Wonder if people walk in right now. Big monkey, small monkey. Welcome to the InSaNiTy.
So insane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's so insane.
Wow, I found one on my battery-operated tea lights. I think this has actually been sitting under the monitor since last Halloween. Oh, it must be. Look at how bright the light is. Holy shit. Awesome. Well, I'll incorporate this over there.
Remember when I was still living with my ex?
Rice not cheap. What the fuck is happening?
When I was still living with my ex, we had a bunch of those. And they had a thing, like a mode they'd blink on. And
now it's louder for them. Because their mic is over there.
Must you hijack every story?
Mm-hmm. He does.
There. Right in your face.
That's how he's wired.
You know what's funny is I got this as like a stocking stuffer when Rosie was, I think, like 2 or 3. It still has it still has the same batteries in it. Like it's lasted that long. It's like 7, 8 years. Yeah.
So, anyways, the tea lights. So we had a set of those, and they could be set like to blink.
Yeah, these ones aren't. These are kind of like the dollar store ones. I have another set that's better. The flame light's a little bigger and it flickers more. But it flickers like a flame. So.
Cool. Yeah, I think these ones just like blinked on and off or something. But anyway, I was on my computer once in the living room, and my ex had gone to bed and wanted me to come to bed.
Shit.
And
so another one. There's another one. Dusty as hell.
God damn it.
Sorry, your ex one.
We've actually come full circle. He's getting distracted by a little blinking light.
Look at it. Look at the light. Look at it. Except this time, I have 2 little blinking lights.
Hey.
Put them on your nipples.
Don't encourage him.
There we go. Do you like my nipples? I'm excited like a little girl.
I'm literally like 50 yards away from the punchline on this story.
All right. So
my story's like this would have been like a 30-second story.
So your ex wanted you to come back to bed after playing with the Dr. Fart.
Don't just insert your things into the story. That's not how this works. Oh my god, he has a fucking fidget spinner.
Oh, you didn't know? They were giving these away at work. I didn't even have to pay money for it. Whoa, trippy. Frame rate's just like...
Get distracted by in the middle of my story.
The frame rate's just... It looks like it's going backwards. It's like when you see a wheel spinning in a movie. It like goes slightly different speed than the frame rate, and it looks like it's going backwards.
You see that on Top Gear a lot. They actually use that effect, so the wheels kind of spin backwards.
Yeah.
I usually try to help, but I just don't care today.
Whoa. Okay. So your ex had some tea lights in bed.
Focus.
And she turned them on. The end.
Were they on her nipples?
So what happened? They broke. No, so she wanted me to come to bed, and I was working on stuff on my computer, and so she had them set up to blink, and so I look over, and she.
Sorry.
Oh, for God's sake!
That wasn't even intentional.
I can do this. No, I've done it before.
Just let me get to the end.
Ah, whoa, shit! Just went flying across the room. All right.
I'm so
so close.
Okay, so X bed sheets, tea lights, go.
She had them set on blink mode, and I look over, and she'd set them up in a row, and she said she made me a runway so I would come to bed. And it was literally like, you know those things to guide planes in? It looked like one of those blinking succession things.
Oh, she had them all going in sequence? Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oh, that was a good story that took 5 hours to tell.
Well, you literally were right at the end of that story.
Yeah. You kept getting there so many times. You're effectively edging my story.
Edging. Well, now that you finally got it out, isn't it so much more satisfying?
No, it's annoying.
You
Oh,
persevered.
sorry, you were blue bowling my story.
This is blue balling your story.
There's no fun reward.
Here we go. Here we go. We got it. We got it. Ah, ah. Okay.
Such an uncoordinated fuck. You make fidget spinner users embarrassed.
Ah, it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Okay.
Like
See, the problem is a lot of.
I like how.
Oh God.
Go.
Yes,
No.
Cass?
Oh, no.
Yes, you were saying?
I was saying I like how I effectively had my. I just want my Whopper.
See, a lot of people with fidget spinners, they're actually kind of curved in there, so it's easier to hold it on the finger. This is flat. It's completely flat.
Please, it's got a metal one like that.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
This one's made of metal. It's flat. There's no indentation, dude.
Cool.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. We got it. We got it. Oh, shit. No. We're good. We're good. We got it. Just needed some practice. There we go.
Oh, now I'm moving with it. Oh, God.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Next thing you know, we'll be making fidget spinner porn and be millionaires. Fuck. I bent my Wookiee. No.
Ralph is the best part of The Simpsons.
Fascinating.
It's funny how entertaining it can actually be.
I never actually would have bought one of these. The only reason I have one is because it was free.
Oh, fair enough.
I got two. I got two. I got one for Rosie as well, and she was overjoyed. So she was all excited. She took it to school, and all her friends were like, "That's so last year."
It was. Literally, last year. Where were you?
She's like, "Well, I'm fucking sorry. It took my dad forever to get me one." But whatever.
It was last year, to be fair.
It was.
In the
So
world,
2016. I'm just like, oh yeah.
These things move quickly.
Yeah, they
They're on
do.
the next thing.
Literally the trend du jour.
No, nothing changed. We just got old and slow, guys. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
we're old and slow.
Yep.
All of us.
But you know what? It didn't matter to her, really. She didn't give a shit because she was just happy to have one, and she keeps it with her at all times.
Cool.
'Cause, she likes it. I like how when you turn them, you can feel them pull.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
forces of
it's kind of
Of course, it's interesting, huh?
it's like when I have a hard drive in my hard drive dock. Like like in here in this thing.
Oh.
See, it's like a toaster. You plug a hard drive in there, and it's got a cooling fan, which is kind of nice. So
got a science project out.
yeah. So you plug the hard drive in, right, and then you run it, and then you turn it off, and then you quickly pop the hard drive out, and it does that. You can feel it pulling as it's spinning inside until it
You really
stops.
should be moving until it's done moving, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. Whatever. It's okay. Those hard drives are dying anyway, so I'm not overly concerned about it. It's just, several years worth of my life that would be lost if they were ever died.
So let's play with it.
Yay!
Ooh, it feels so weird.
Well, actually, most of the time that's done that when I've unintentionally taken it out a little too soon, or been a little too eager to get the next one in there.
Oh.
A little too eager to get the next one in there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, good night.
Test these 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. See, there you go. Apothegrain says the spinner was magic for my ASD kiddo. So there you go. That is true. Well, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I think we're out of material. Honestly, not a lot happened this week. It was kind of a quiet week. We had some cool trailers, and most of us are poor.
A lot of gross men were exposed.
I have a sort of
yeah,
of sorts.
there's
Ow.
all that stuff.
That's about it. Like, that's all that really happened.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Hang on. I just ripped my headphone out of the cable, so I can't hear any of you guys.
Awesome.
Oh, what a shame.
There we go. I got a new chong.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
It's a nice one, and it was free.
But did you get 4 new trash cans?
No, I did not.
Well, you're falling behind. Get on that.
I have implemented my system,
Oh, dear.
and my system is currently that all my garbage cans are full.
So the system is working.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well.
Excellent.
Well.
But yeah, no, the chair's quite comfortable. It does recline a little bit.
Does recline a little bit.
I knew you were
Recline. Now it's saying.
What did you say? Recline?
Recline. It reclines. It reclines a little bit.
My jaw reclines.
The
Wow,
Chinese
that's racist.
The Chinese calls the best.
Oh.
I don't know these
This
people.
chong recline.
I don't know these people.
He's wrong. He loves reclining. He wants to put all the reclining
Horrible.
in his life.
Horrible people, and we're all going to hell.
Probably.
I just love that, how my brain just jumped to that the first time I was putting together the chair.
Well, at
'Cause I
least
wanted to
all-
say, like, me, of course, the one who makes all the Asian jokes, gets a chair from, like,
Oh my
like,
god.
Quan Long Insurance Company.
I found
Furniture
more-
company.
I found more monkeys. What do you say, Kwong Long Insurance Company? I don't even know how your brain works sometimes. Like,
I don't know either.
how are you not constantly pissing yourself?
I bought a chair from an insurance company.
Well, there's your problem right there.
I'm just like stealing it out of the
It's like, well, okay, you didn't want to take out this new insurance policy, but can I interest you in my chair? Please, I gotta sell you something. Meanwhile,
Jesus, are you all right?
I found more
I'm
monkeys.
choking on Cheetos.
There's
You
There's
poor
just a
bastard.
multitude of monkeys under my monitor that I didn't even know were there. Like, I don't even know how long they've been there. Got like a handful of monkeys. So I guess each one came with like a big monkey and a little monkey. Pile of monkeys. Monkeys.
Oh my god, Cat's still dying over there. wasn't that funny.
Long, long insurance. I don't know. It was pretty funny, actually.
Actually, that was the
Treasures are
funniest
under
thing
here.
ever.
Like a homemade ring of some kind. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know, because Rose, before she got her own computer, she would use my computer all the time, so she'd just kind of throw all of her knickknacks under the monitor, and I only just now decided to see what the heck was under there, and apparently a lot of cool shit. I'll have to put all these in her room later. Alright, well, before Cass chokes to death on his own hyperventilating laughter,
I've calmed down. I'm fine.
and further incorrectly identifies where he got his last chair from. I think we'll call it a week.
So, furniture.
Well, no, here's the thing. So,
would you like my recliner from my insurance company?
No. Here's the thing, though. I was retelling the story of how I got it wrong, and then I got it wrong. I was retelling
yeah, I know.
I'm just doomed to ever talk about this chair.
That's right.
Or any chair.
Oh, my God.
Wait, that's not the right story.
All right. Have yourselves a wonderful week, everybody.
Everybody.
Wow. Cass has gone bye-bye. Holy shitballs, Batman. Are you okay now?
I've been holding it in, you fucking
Keep laughing. Laugh more.
Oh. I was asking Cass, but thank you for answering anyway.
Shut up and already in the fucking stream already.
Alright. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Until then, sayonara.
Penis!
Chong.